This is the amount of merits which I got last KVK only playing with marksman heroes, right? As you know, as a marksman player who played this game for more than 900 days, close to 1000 already, well, I have been playing with the archers for a long time, and finally, since we unlocked tier 5 troops, last KVK was my first ever full KVK with tier 5 archers, right? And that's how we got these 24 million merits. And of course, next KVK I will try my best to get to 30 million merits, right? Since I got asked lot of times regarding the talent trees of my marksmans. I will be more than glad to share all the talent trees which I'm using on my marksman to and with whom I got these 24 million merits, right? It will be included G5 hero Ruby, unfortunately not Kaelan because I don't have Kaelan yet, right? So yeah, it's enough introduction. I believe starting with the Kinnara would be a nice choice, right? So let's check Kinnara. Kinnara has marksman, PvP, and control talents. I tried all of them at least once in KVKs, and the highest amount of damage which I'm getting and value from the talents of Kinnara is from control, right? Especially if you are using Snowpeak Rock with the defense break synergy, this works absolutely fine, right? Of course, counterattack have 10% chance to steal 40 rage. Generally on Kinnara you would like to take counterattack damage, and like in general you are dealing a lot of counterattack damage by the buffs, so you kinda want to take some damage, right? Of course, this silence might be a little weak, 2 seconds, but it will save your lives, like from 10 times. If it will save your life twice or 3 times, that's good enough, right? So yeah, this is the talent tree which I tested, and it works amazingly well. Right now I'm using Kinnara with Musyang. It's working pretty well. Kinnara is my primary hero. Before Musyang, I was using Kinnara with Nico, and whenever Kinnara was my primary hero, I was using Control Talent Tree. And for the marksman here, Bullseye generally is the one choice which you want to get. Of course, I tried with the PvP build also, but this one actually gives me most merits and also quite a good amount of march speed, which is kinda necessary whenever you are playing with archers, right? So yeah, that's basically Kinnara, right? Let's go and let's check one of the best archer heroes in the game, which is Maggrat, right? Maggrat has marksman, garrison, and precision talent tree. In general, for archers, if I want to go for full damage, precision is the best one, especially if you are normal attacker, right? And Maggrat is actually normal attacker. That's why precision talent tree with the mighty slash, basically one of the best talents which they have created for marksman and archer players. Basically, when launching a normal attack, your legion has a 50% chance to trigger an additional normal attack. This effect can be triggered once every 20 seconds. So basically, precision is like full damage build for archers, especially normal attackers, plus invisible is giving you 10% chance to gain onslaught, and that's normal attack damage increased by 8% for 5 seconds. And bullseye, yet again, attack increases are generally nice for the archer gameplay. We never forget that we want to go for some march speed, that's why overall speed is maxed here. Overall speed here is also maxed, so basically the most OP skill for Maggrat in this talent tree is of course Mighty Slash, and in general, if you are choosing to go for a precision talent tree, Mighty Slash will be the choice, right? So yeah, that's the Maggrat, which helped me to get a lot of merit during the KVKs, and one of the most mandatory heroes to actually unlock for every single player in the game. The next one, which we are going to speak, is Falgrim G4 hero. Falgrim is marksman, PvP, and skill, right? And skill is pretty new one. Skill is generally for a skill damage users. If your heroes are generally dealing damage not by normal attacks and passives, but in a skill damage users, while like using rage also, then you are pretty nice to go for a skill talent tree, right? I went for the Spirit of Rage. Casting rage skill grants 20 additional rage, which is nice. And Caged Animal. Every time your hero casts a rage skill, they deal 0.5% more hero skill damage up to maximum 8%, which is huge, right? These effects last until battle ends. So basically I tried the skill talent tree, I tried marksman talent tree alone until the full, and I tried PvP talent tree. The most amount of damage and most amount of merits I have been getting on Falgrim and Nico hero pair is from the skill talent tree, and this is the build, right? Of course, the priority is to get as much extra rage as possible. That's why we went to heads held high. That's why we went spirit of the rage. Also here I went extra 1 point on a PvP heads held high. So basically getting as much rage accumulation as possible while dealing damage by the skill. And yeah, Falgrim's main idea is to use rage and deal damage to 2 targets. And that's actually how you are getting your merits on Falgrim, right? Yeah, basically, if you gotta go for marksman talent tree, there is not a like huge difference, but a little bit more merits, a little bit more flexibility in terms of rage, because Nico is also skill damage user, a rage user. That's another reason why I went full skill build, and of course, Army of Valor. I want to utilize this 3% damage dealt. I generally really like all damage dealt buffs, which is great, right? So yeah, that's the Falgrim, a G4 hero. Hopefully you guys are using him because he can get you some merits. 30-40k merits is basically normality, right? The Nico, right? Nico is the basic hero for archers, marksman, PvP, and precision. We all remember when Nico was actually engineering, not PvP, but after some buffs, Nico is now PvP hero, right? On Nico, as yet again I have mentioned, one of my favorite talents are Precision and Mighty Slash, and whenever I have ability and chance to have Precision talent tree on my archers, and I know there will be Mighty Slash, of course I'm going there, right? Whirlwind, when launching a normal attack, your Legion has 10% chance to deal hero skill damage. That's the one I went, and of course Mighty Slash, right? This is too good to not to choose in my honest opinion, and that's the reason why I have this, right? It's been a while basically since I used Nico as a primary, maybe in season 1 most of the time. After that, Nico was always secondary, but behind Kinnara as a primary, and now Falgrim is primary for Nico. So basically, if you want to know which kind of talents I was using whenever I was running Nico as a primary with Gwenwyn, Nico with Kinnara, also I was using this talent tree whenever I was using Nico on Behemoth Trials, so that's also things to remember, right? So yeah, Mighty Slash, Whirlwind, and of course Army of Valor. I could easily go for Bullseye, so this is close. Army of Valor and Bullseye is close one. Whichever you will choose, just go for it, right? And don't forget, extra rage gains talents on Nico is also really valuable, right? Because Nico is a skill damage user, rage user, so be attentive towards that. So yeah, that's basically enough for Nico. Let's go for Fraegar, G2 hero, marksman, peacekeeping, and mobility. Pretty rare for archers to be a peacekeeping. And for the Fraegar, you kinda have to go for marksman, right? You kinda have to go for marksman because you want to get more damage from the talents of the heroes, and mobility is nice, extra march speed, extra survivability, but you want some more damage, right? I went for the Bullseye, of course. More physical attack for our archers, and in the end I went Pursuit. When your legion consists entirely of marksman units, they inflict fragility when casting rage skill, increasing normal attack damage taken by 10% for 5 seconds. And also here this is I believe burst shot, more of a skill user talent. I tried both of them during season 2 when the Fraegar and Syndrion was new ones, but somehow I made myself to stay on Pursuit. It actually gives you quite a good amount of merits, and yeah, generally I believe if you want to run Fraegar as a primary, especially with Thea for example, I believe you have to go with the marksman, right? Of course I wish we had some PvP talent tree on Fraegar, but so far there is no update for this hero, and we are still having peacekeeping talentry, right? So yeah, that's for Fraegar. Zayda, right? We have to speak about Zayda. We know that Maggrat and Zayda is generally secondary hero, and for secondary heroes, talent doesn't matter. But for my Zayda, whenever I was using with my mages, for example, I went for the PvP talent tree. I would not say this is the best choice because generally I use Zayda as a secondary, but whenever I used Zayda as a primary, I was using this talent tree, PvP one, with Army of Valor and with Breach Blade, right? Of course, I went for some mobility because if you are using mages with your Zayda, you don't want to go for the marksman talent tree, right? That's basically the only reason why I'm not having marksmen here. But if you are running marksmen until the end and pursue it, and Army of Valor should be the way, but generally if you are running Zayda as a primary, you might even using Celestials. So yeah, that's also a way, right? So yeah, that's the reason why I still wanted to share my Zayda talent tree. That's it, right? The next one which we're gonna speak is Syndrion. Syndrion is most of the time the primary hero. On Syndrion, I have a mistake here. I always want to go for the Mighty Slash. So basically, I just don't want to reset the talents of the Syndrion and use the item. Basically, Precision Talent Tree, as always, as I have mentioned, Invisible is a nice choice, and Mighty Slash is a priority. Don't go for the Mark of the War. It will give you a nice boost, but of course, Mighty Slash should be your priority. The secondary tree, you have two choices. You either going for the bullseye, or you either going for the... Oh yeah, no, bullseye. You are for sure going for bullseye. For a second, I thought middle was PvP talent tree, which is not. It's rally. So bullseye, Invisible, and Mighty Slash should be the choice for Syndrion, right? I generally don't use Syndrion, that's why it's not really finished, but if I was using Syndrion, that would be my primary choices for these three main talents. I also want to speak about Gwenwyn, because Gwenwyn is a great hero even to doing Season 3, and I believe if you are using Gwenwyn with some of the heroes in the game, you are getting quite a good amount of merits. That's why this hero deserves to be mentioned. Of course, Precision Talent Tree, also this talent tree works absolutely well against Behemoths. In general, Gwenwyn works amazingly well against Behemoths, and not only, right? So yeah, Mighty Slash, of course, Invisible, of course, and Bullseye, right? I think you guys are already understanding the patterns of the main talents for the Archer gameplay, especially in open field PvP, right? Basically, if you have Precision Talent Tree, you are going for it, and you are going for the Mighty Slash. Extra normal attack damage is really, really good. So yeah, this is the Gwenwyn talent tree, and yeah, if you want to just copy and paste, just copy and paste. Now the next one which I want to speak is actually Ruby. Ruby has a precision talent tree. Ruby has a skill set of extra normal attack damage, and of course, if you are going for the extra normal attack damage of the Ruby playstyle, you are for sure going for the Mighty Slash. You are for sure going for the Invisible, and you are for sure going for the Bullseye, right? Of course, here you have a choice. You either gonna go for the Bullseye as a secondary tree, or you are going for the Army of Valor, right? This is your only choices so far. But yeah, I believe most important and priority talent tree for the Ruby, if you are running Ruby as a primary hero, is actually the Mighty Slash and Invisible, right? Generally, it's the ones which you are kind of going if you want to go for a full damage build, if your hero has precision talent tree. So yeah, next KVK I will try to test Army of Valor instead of Bullseye, but yeah, still my Ruby is working hard to be awakened. She is 5433, so I will still need some more legendary tokens and time to actually awaken this hero, right? So yeah, this is the Ruby talents which I was using last KVK, and I'm gonna use in the next KVK also, right? So Sybil is another hero which I believe if you are going to just copy and paste Kinnara's talents, will be enough, right? I will be going for the control talent tree with the Sybil, especially if I'm using Snow Peak Rock with them. The Reticent is the choice 1 and Autumn Rains is the choice 2. Reticent are like same. I used this talent tree with Kinnara. It works pretty well, and it will be working well also with Sybil. So Reticent, the next one is the Soul Siphon. Counterattacks has 10% chance to give you Rage. Steel Rage, even more important. And for the secondary talent tree would be the Bullseye, right? Bullseye for some extra more damage. Of course, meanwhile, we are getting as much Rage accumulative talent trees as possible on Sybil, because we want to have Rage, because Sybil is basically Rage user, right? 1k Rage. So yeah, this the talent trees of Sybil, this Reticent, Soul Siphon, and Bullseye would be the choice. The only, well, we have one more, Kregg. We of course gonna speak about Kregg. I have been using Kregg with Thea, with these talents for a while, and well, I remember when with tier 4 wyverns we were getting 30 to 35k merits. I went for the burst shot for extra damage, since the Kregg is epic hero and we are gonna lack some damage. I went for the shower of the blows. Legion cast a rage skill. There is a 50% chance to that their next rage skill will deal 8% more damage. Kregg's main ways to deal damage is by the skill, and mobility for some extra march speed, right? So yeah, this is the Kregg talent tree, which you might be interested in, right? We have one more hero which we are missing. If I had Kaelan, of course, I would try out the support talent tree with some extra rage accumulation speed talents, but yeah, for now I don't have Kaelan. Of course, I will try my best to actually acquire it, right? So yeah, this is the all talent trees of my all archer hero pairs, and with them, with the help of them, I was able to get 24 million merits only with the archer heroes and archer hero pairs. If you want to see the videos how we got those merits, you're gonna find a lot of PvP gameplay videos and live streams on the channel, right? So yeah, that's my builds. Of course, next KVK I will try my best to get it even more, but so far that's 24.2 million merits, right? As always, if you like the video, press like, subscribe, share. It always gives me more and more motivation to make more content for this game. I wish everybody an amazing day, morning and night. We are going to see each other really, really soon. Bye bye and good luck.